time marches on, and the
I have been. Thy sole mission was to save the prince. Bereft of him, thou hast no further reason to live.
And this is where it ends.
Art thou certain? Is this truly where thy road ends? Thy dream stands unfulfilled. Thou art adrift in the depths, and despair hath claimed thee. Oh, alas, I believed thee ready to...
The prince and the hope that rested upon him was no more. The banner they strove to raise fell to ruin. Unity forged among allies and promised to the people was a fleeting hope. The opportunity passed. Only Luis, the sworn enemy, remained to take the throne. And then, inevitably, the day came. The authority of the king's magic, along with the royal scepter, were passed into Luis's wanting hands. That was the day fantasy died. No one knows what became of the kingdom thereafter. All that is certain is that none of their names, not even those of the heroes, passed into history. All else vanished, untold.
You would pursue peril?
It's your call.
Now then.
What is this?
You fix this country. You must have seen it everywhere you travel. The only cure for such suffering is a simpler world, in which strength triumphs over pain. It is not a solution without cruelty. But surely the fairness it would restore to our lives is worth any sacrifice. Come with me, and we can realize this dream. What say you?
You're absolutely right.
What? Are you serious?
There is logic in his words, but...
Please tell me you're lying. Is there no way left to oppose him? Is that what you believe?
How to end up like this? Damn! What in the world is going on?
No!
A wise decision.
No! Prince! Your Highness!
At this point, what can we do but try to change our perspective? Maybe this is better than prolonging the cycle of injustice.
What are you saying? Isn't that your cue to make an impassioned plea?
it's out of our hands now. It wasn't long ago I was living alone in an empty cavern. I'll have to appreciate that this will be better than that.
I don't believe this.
No one else seems to have objections.
Wait! This is not...
Why the agitation? I did say you would all survive this. Though, considering how you falter now, perhaps some may fall short of salvation. Trivial, nonetheless. Behold, the new world dawns.
Afterwards, the nation was transformed. It became a world of humans, with both Luis and the prince taking equal hand in its creation on the day of that world's birth. It was also thus decided all known history of the world before would henceforth be remembered as the tale of the fallen. As for what became of the world that followed, to the humans, the question is irrelevant. Your journey of revolution was just a passing dream. Let me take you back to reality, child.
Can you...
You don't have to worry. As long as you can accept that this place is real, everyone will be safe. That world is past any point of redemption. Change is impossible. The royal magic was supposed to be the turning point, but it was all for nothing. In the end, people don't want their world to change. They just want someone to be a sponge for their infinite anxieties. That's all. You can't blame Luis for wanting to end that cycle. How could anyone accept that they lived in a world that miserable?
I understand. Yes. You're exactly right.
No! Open your eyes!
Indeed. In the end, fantasy and reality cannot intersect. The reprieve of a dream ends at the real world's borders, powerless to change it. You've done well. No one can blame you for choosing the truth. Then let's be on our way. There is no need to cling to the husk of a world that's already rotted away. All things must end in their due time. My misery.
You hoped for death?
My name is Ethludius V. I once reigned as king. Or, I am half of one, to be accurate. I was born of the very magic that split the prince in twain, and gave rise to you and this place. No, it is not real. We are inside the book you hold. It served as your key to visiting me. This was the form of my youth, when first I entered the ancient sanctum. Perhaps it would be best to call me a discarded shadow of idealism. I once took such joy and passion from my ideals. I truly believed that I might end the strife and discrimination that plagued our people across nigh endless years. But the tremendous incomprehension and injustice that defines our world, it was more than I could bear. It broke me. And Luis is likely going through the same thing. I want to save you from that despair. I understand now that I would do this as your father. I could not bear to lose my child a second time. If you stay here, at least you'll be saved. Do you truly still want to leave this place and risk your life to face a reality you can't change?
If I stay here, then I've already lost.
You are on the cusp of dying at Luis's hands. Is that not proof enough that we lack the power to change reality? I can't let you throw your life away against that man. must stop you. Even if you come to hate me for it. Fantasy is a curse, sweet in seeming. And if I must save you from it, I will teach you what reality is. I suppose how I promised to travel the world someday is destined to be only another unfulfilled dream. Archetypes embody the power of heroes who sought to change the world. And even having mastered such power against Luis, who could accomplish nothing, I wrote all my ideas into my novel. But my love's death showed me how empty it all was. You cannot sacrifice your one life for an empty dream.
I don't want to turn my back on my ideals.
Why can't you see that those ideals will only invite ruin? If no one else, you must live. That world is beyond your help, beyond any utopia. You must face reality, my son. Do not
By the
fall
tower.
prey to an impossible dream.
It's okay. I won't hold back! This is it! Still here?
So you would vainly struggle onward in the real world. The novel I wrote for you seems to have kindled only ideals of naivete in you. Then even my folly has come to haunt you. My mistakes poison your life. As your father, you leave me no choice. I will put an end to this madness. Why?
Still up?
It was in this story, in this book, where you found your ideals. Haven't you always dreamt of utopia? Why do you resist it now? Why refuse me?
I will fight with...
Why? You were my first reader. You of all people have to understand. This is for your sake. I will show you the truth. You don't have to fight this.
Prince! The magic seeds!
What? So this is what it means to truly strive toward an ideal. What irony. After I spoke of fulfilling my dream alongside you.
Everyone! He's awake!
Is he all right?
Thank the stars.
Considering it was we who engaged Amata's gambit, this must be rather humorous to him.
We pulled through, thanks to Neurus. Can't believe he caught us mid-plummet on that busted Skyrunner.
Well, don't leave out Heisme. Wouldn't have expected his wings to be so handy.
Never again.
We're in good shape. Our wounds have already healed. It was all so fast. I'm still a little shocked.
True. It's bound to be everyone hoping the best for us below. Like what Luis did. Only the magic working in reverse.
Why? Why do you still stand in defiance? What drives such tenacity?
Luis! The world is full of injustice. Not everything you've said is wrong, much as it hurts to admit.
Yet, you would give up because you see no other way. And no future can come from that. We may struggle with fear and anxiety, but we shape our own destiny with our own hands. I have no doubts.
Yes, you're a man who has endured tragedy. It's foolish, I know, all this talk of belief. I know well. That said, if you cast aside all belief, all that remains is to endure a slow death.
As for me, I believe things can change. I have to. Singing and believing aren't so far apart, right? Even then, my songs touched you too. I know they did.
After I'd idealized my death more than I ever did my life, thanks to a chance encounter, everything changed for me. Now I can hope for the best, without fearing for the worst. The possibilities are endless. If you ask me, that's what magic is.
Luis, you got all these people who believe in you, because you gave them a shred of hope, and now you want to crush that hope. Maybe you're the one who's scared. Deep down, you're afraid to admit to yourself you're the one who's hopeless now.
Luis, the fairies came to live in the Sanctum, but do you know why we chose it? The Elder Tribe. We admired the people of humanity. To make our dreams into realities, we have to trust each other. When people do that, that's what makes them so amazing. If you deny the power of trust, if you make the world a place where it can't exist, then you're just plain wrong!
Fools. These false foundations. Who in their right mind could promise such fantasies? I will never let injustice be repeated. Never again!
His aura is entirely different. It's a magla burst. Luis is becoming a human.
Come on then! No choice now. We prove ourselves with all that we are!
Let's go then! This is our final battle!
No, let's work together!
Coordination is key!
No holding back!
But why? Why is it still beyond me?
Dawn breaks.
Look! He's done it! He's finally beaten Luis!
Does this mean he's won? I'm not dreaming this.
He did it!
Not yet. I have my ideals. Witness!
Everyone's fighting their fear and anxiety. Nobody knows for sure what's right. And even through all that, the people have declared you king!
We fight for more than justice. Show him our will against his. Show him the fall of his world.
Hold fast to your ideals! 'Tis your sworn duty as king!
You wielded the power of kings! It's time to stop following their footsteps! Now it's your turn to take your place with them!
Your fantasy is naught but lies!
What? What's going on?
Fantasy is more than an empty dream. It's a dream with the power to change the world!
Mountains upon mountains of appeals from the people. How many days will this take to sort?
After all the trouble you took to flee politics. And somehow you're now the preeminent ladyship of your house. Such is fate.
Despite everything, this year has passed in surprising peace, hasn't it? Honestly, with the royal scepter disappearing like that, I feared more dissent.
Perhaps after Luis, they swore they could never let that happen again. Either way, more and more are dealing with conflicts calmly and openly. Promising.
It promises that I'll have an eternally cluttered desk.
Here, Your Majesty. I've brought in the next load. And there we go. Not half bad, right? Hey, isn't the king supposed to be here?
When did he? I've said countless times not to leave unannounced.
Oh, this decoration doesn't suit me. How did Luis and Forden put up with all this damn finery? Your Majesty? Are you here? Juna's back from her inspection.
Apologies, Troll. I'll look for him now.
Wait, I'm coming with you. Oh, good grief. Some things never change. Not that they should.
I'd say life has changed plenty for us. Yet somehow our captain's same as he ever was. feels familiar. It's been far too long.
Aye, the wind feels an echo of days past.
Unusually poetic for you.
They're awful, aren't they? They would have left us behind.
Well, I'm not certain we're in a position to talk, having followed straight after, saying we could just teleport back.
Well, hey, we figured the kids might want to change your scenery, like.
Wow! Amazing!
Poetic indeed. That the scepter's absence restored order to Magla, and even greenery to the sands.
I'll say, I definitely like this view better.
Let's go.
Dear guest, from a world I shall never know. In your eyes, I know our journey was ultimately a fiction. However, I hope your memories of this fantastical adventure burn as bright in your reality. I hope the promise of our world echoes in you. With all my heart, I hope that fantasy gives you strength.
Look at that. The rubble's just bait for tourists now.
I never expected a view like this.
Let's see it all. Let's see the world.
A new journey now beckons. In days of eld, the people prospered and perished in turn. Struck by their ways, I wrote a book of my dearest ideas. A tale of fantasy. In my vision, they placed their trust, and so the kingdom breathed new life.
The strength to believe in the unknown.